Hello, and welcome to another episode of Inside Pitch Baseball. This is Eric from Higher Ground Gaming. I was planning on doing this a couple days ago, but got sidetracked by a few things, and I let our Red Sox fan know that I was going to be doing this one, but I'm just getting to it now. But I guess better late than never. Today I'm going to be doing the 1967 matchup between the Baltimore Orioles and the Minnesota Twins. The Twins were, in the race for the to win the American League. I don't think Baltimore was that far off either. If I remember right, I know it was like a 3 or 4 team race. So, which the Red Sox won. So, but this matchup today is going to be between two aces here. Cy Young pitchers. I know it's Jim Palmer's one. I believe Dean Chance has won the Cy Young too, at least once. But today will be a matchup between Jim Palmer for the Orioles and Dean Chance for the Minnesota Twins. So let's get started. Alrighty, for the Baltimore Orioles, the lineup is as follows. It will be batting first and playing shortstop, Luis Aparicio. Batting second and playing center field, Paul Blair. Batting third, the Hall of Famer Frank Robinson playing right field. Batting fourth, also the Hall of Famer and playing third base, Brooks Robinson. Batting fifth, Boog Powell and playing first base. Batting sixth and playing left field, Kurt Belfray. Batting seventh and playing second base, the future manager Davey Johnson, here known as Dave Johnson. Batting eighth and catching, Andy Etchebarren. And batting ninth, Jim Palmer, another Hall of Famer. So as you can see, the Baltimore lineup is filled with Hall of Famers there. I believe Luis Aparicio is a Hall of Famer too. Let me just double check on his card there. I'm pretty sure he is too. Yes, he is. 13-time All-Star, 9-time Gold Glove, Rookie of the Year, 1966 World Series champion. That'll get you the into the Hall of Fame. Alrighty, so let's see. So we'll get to the Twins lineup. They'll be when the Twins come up to bat. They'll be so the Baltimore lineup will be facing Dean Chance, who so far has had a little bit of a rough start in one outing. In 6 innings pitched, he let up 6. That would be let's see, let's do the math here. I believe that's 4 runs there in 6 innings. With 7 hits allowed and 9 Ks. Did strike out a lot, but was also a little wild. Walked 3 and got the loss. And those are his stats on he was a 20-game winner in the regular season with a very good innings pitched to hit ratio there and a lot of Ks and not too many walks. So that was a very uncharacteristic start of his in the first. So hopefully today he'll improve upon that and we'll have a good pitching matchup here. Alrighty, so let's see here. So Chance looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. Aparicio steps into the plate. He's hitting .370 so far in the year. Had a fast start to the season in 7 games. He's already played 7. He's been at bat 27 times with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. The Orioles are 5-1 on the season so far. So off to a fast start. So that's 5-3. And Aparicio strikes out for the first out of the inning. Next up will be Paul Blair. He's hitting .308 with a homer and 5 RBIs.
your line, slicing toward the corner. Air ball! Off the wall.
And he's on with a double with 1 out. So the Orioles are in business with a runner in scoring position with 1 down. Next up will be Frank Robinson. He's off to a slow start, hitting 174 with no homers and no RBIs. So here's an opportunity for him to break out of that slump. Here's the pitch. And he flies out to left for the 2nd out of the inning. So next up will be Rook Robinson. He's hitting 375 with 2 homers and 3 RBIs. Here's the pitch. And he grounds out to third to end the inning. So the Orioles threaten but do not score. We head to the bottom of the 1st. So against Jim Palmer, which is he's making his first start. No, he's making his 2nd start of the season. And his first start went very well. He's pitched 6.2 innings, only allowed 1 hit, struck out 3, but did walk 6. So definitely escaped some difficulties there, but did not allow an earned run there. So he was actually only 3-1 on the season. I believe this was his rookie season here. So this is one of his few starts for the season. Alrighty, so let's see here. So for the Minnesota Twins, we'll be sending up this lineup against Jim Palmer. So batting first and playing center field, Cesar Tovar. Batting second and playing third base, Rich Rollins. Batting third and playing right field, Tony Oliva. Batting fourth and playing first base will be the slugger Harmon Killebrew. Batting fifth, he would compete with Kyle Yastrzemski for the home run title, and I believe the RBI title also. But Kyle Yastrzemski would come out on top. So batting fifth, Bobby Allison, playing left field. Batting sixth, Zolio Versailles, playing shortstop. Batting seventh and catching, Earl Batty. Batting eighth and hitting second base, Rod Carew. Kind of odd to see him that far down the lineup, but he's still early in his career. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Dean Chance. So Jim Palmer winds up, looks for the sign. Here's the pitch. And he strikes out Tovar for the first out of the inning. So good start for Jim Palmer and the Orioles. Next up will be Rich Rollins. Struggling on the season here. He's hitting .048. Does have 2 RBIs though in 6 games. Possible error on the throw here. Looks like a single past Johnson, but no error on the play. So Rollins has a good start for the game. He's got a rare hit so far in this season. Next up will be Tony Oliva. He's hitting .188 with no homers and an RBI. The Twins are off to a 2-3 start. Alrighty. Looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. Looks like a range play. And Robinson can't make the play. It goes all the way to the wall. They're going to hold Rollins at third, being a slow runner. And Oliva strides in the second with a 1-out double. So the Twins are in business now with 1 out, runners on second and third. For Harmon Killebrew. He's off to a slow start also, although he does have 2 home runs. Both solo shots. Palmer looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And he gets Carew swinging for the second out. That's a big out there for the Orioles. So next up is Bobby Allison. He's off to a slow start also. He's hitting .053. No homers and no RBIs. So see if he can knock in any runs here for the Twins. Get them off to an early lead. And he flies out to center to end the inning. So the Twins also threaten but do not score. So after 1, no score. Alrighty, against Dean Chance here in the second. The Orioles will send up Powell, Leffery, and Johnson. If anybody gets on, Etchebarren. Here's the windup in the pitch. And he flies out to left for the first out of the inning. Next up will be Kurt Leffery. He's hitting .227 with a homer and 2 RBI. With no homers and 2 RBIs. And the pitch. Grounds out to first. Carew will take it himself. Out number 2. So next up will be Dave Johnson, or Davey Johnson, as I know him by. He's off to a good start. He's hitting .318 with an RBI, 3 runs scored, and 22 at bats. So 2 down and nobody on base. Chance delivers. And he gets Johnson. Called 3rd strike to end the inning. So we head to the bottom of the second. Still no score. The Twins will send up Versailles, Batty, and Carew. And if anybody gets on, the pitcher spot. So Palmer looks in for the sign, shakes off the sign. Doesn't like what he sees. Etchebarren puts down another sign. He likes this one. Gets ready for the pitch. The windup. The delivery. And he flies out to Leffery for the first out of the inning. Next up, Batty. He's hitting .214. No homers and 2 RBIs. As you can see, he didn't do that well in the season. He only hit .165 for the regular season with no home runs. And only 8 RBIs. So he's already a quarter of his way there as far as RBIs go. And only 14 at-bats. Here's the pit delivery by Palmer. And he also flies out to Leffery for the second out of the inning. Next up is the Hall of Famer Rod Carew. He's off to a good start. He's hitting .333, 6 hits and 18 at-bats, with no homers and an RBI. He hit .292 on the regular season, with 8 home runs and 51 RBIs. So 2 outs and nobody on for Carew. Here's the windup in the pitch. Gets in the ground to third for the 3rd out of the inning.
When you pick your designated driver for this evening, please remember to drink responsibly.
So the Twins go 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the second. So we at the top of the 3rd. Still no score. Etchebarren's up now. He's hitting .188 with a homer and 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch by Chance. And he strikes him. Strikes him out on a high heater. 1 down for Pitcher spot will come up now. Jim Palmer. He's hitless in the first game. Not too much of a hitter here. It's like a range play. That's a weird one. There we go. A little delay there. So, as you can see, we have Metropolitan Stadium right here. They didn't have too many people show up for this game here. I believe they had just about as many as they had in the 78 game, the Padres and the Atlanta Braves, maybe even fewer. And it was a day game here. Yep, attendance was only 3,842. So again, it's a really sparse crowd. It's a quick game too, only 2 hours and 7 minutes in real life. Just getting used to the new box scores here. The Baseball Reference has upgraded their box scores for the baseball finally, and similar to the hockey and to the basketball and I believe the football also. The baseball had a unique thing where they usually you went to a box score thing and they had all the months for that particular year, and you clicked it on and then they showed all the individual box scores for that day. A little pop-up screen came up, but now they've streamlined it a bit, and so I like it, but I'm just getting used to it. I'm used to the old style they had, so bear with me. Alrighty, so let's see here. So top of the third, 1 out, and Palmer. Okay, he's got the ballpark card coming up here at Metropolitan Stadium. The Metropolitan Stadium, as you can see here, there wasn't too much. There's not too many ballpark effects here on the actual thing up top here above the field, but there are some. Each individual hitter gets a ballpark card for that stadium. I mean, it gets there's a ballpark card for that stadium, so it's a little bit more involved than it looks like initially. When you can see it's +1 to the Ks, the strikeouts, and -1 to the walks. So they gave up more Ks. There were more strikeouts on average and less walks on average, and home runs about average compared to the rest of the league. So anyway, here's the ballpark effect pitch here. 2-3. Looks like it's going to be a single. And it doesn't stay up. Tovar cannot make the play. And Palmer's going to have himself a double. So a rare double for Jim Palmer here with 1 down. Scoring position now for the top of the order. All right, Aparicio will be coming up now. He's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. See if the Orioles can get on the board here. Off the batter's card here. Flies out to right. And it looks like, Palmer's going to tag up and advance to third. Throw comes in, but it's too late. So the Orioles have a runner on third now with 2 out for Paul Blair. He doubled his first time up. Here's the pitch. And he doubles his second time up. So the Orioles are on the board first. They score a run here in the top of the third to take a 1-0 lead.
Everybody clap your hands.
All right, Frank Robinson will be coming up now. He's 0 for 1. See if the Orioles can add to their lead here. Here's the pitch. And he pops up to the short for the end of the inning. But the Orioles get on the board first. So they head to the bottom of the third, and Palmer and the Orioles have a 1-0 lead. And here in Gardner, Mass, it's a beautiful day. It's in the 60s. Nice, almost spring type day. Got the windows cracked open, getting a little fresh air in. Enjoying a great day, playing some inside pitch baseball. And to just let you guys know, I got the Action PC Baseball 2017 last night, and one of my subscribers, Ron Juckett, wanted to see some dead ball era baseball, so I obliged, and I'm going to be doing a game later on tonight between the New York Giants, who had a 105 and I think 48 or 49 record. It's a very good record, and they were a dominant run-scoring machine, especially back then. They scored over 5 runs a game, which was almost a full run above the league average there. And Christy Mathewson won 31 games that year, and I think there were two other 20-game winners for the Giants. So that would be a great team to showcase there. Going to be playing the Ty Cobb's career throughout 1905 to 1928. He only played, I think, in like 40-something games that season, so he was not either called up or wasn't with the Tigers at the time, but he'll be with the Tigers later in the season. So when he does have his start with the Tigers, we'll be showcasing those games too, as well as the Giants games. Not sure exactly how many games I'm going to play for the Giants, but we'll try to get at least a couple games a week on them. So anyway, let's get back to this action here. So we head to the bottom of the third here. The Twins will have the pitcher's spot, and in the top of the lineup in Tovar and Rollins. Trailing 1-0. Here's the pitch by Palmer. The range play at this Metropolitan Stadium.
Fly ball left center field. Tries to catch it.
And Blair makes the catch at the warning track. So Chance hit that one a long way, but didn't quite have enough on it.
Takes the air away.
Alrighty, so let's see. So next up will be Cesar Tovar. He's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time out. Palmer looks in for the sign and the pitch. And it's a fly out to Robinson for the second out of the inning. So Rollins will be up now. He singled his first time up. And he strikes him out this time. So we head to the top of the fourth. Orioles still up 1-0. Alright, so the Orioles will now have the cleanup spot, followed by Brooks Robinson, followed by Powell and Belfry. Hoping to add to the lead. Here's the pitch by Chance. And a leadoff single for the Orioles here. So Robinson has his first hit of the day. Next up will be Boog Powell. He's 0 for 1 also. Robinson takes the lead. Here's the pitch. And it's a wild pitch by Chance. Robinson makes his way to second easily. So the Orioles are in business. They were in scoring position with nobody out. Ground ball to second. And Carew boots it. It's a one-base error. Robinson moves up to third. And the Orioles have runners on first and third after the Carew error. So a rare error for Rod Carew there. A Philly rare error. He's an error rating of 7. Alrighty, so Blefary comes up now. He's 0 for 1. Runners at the corners. Dean working out of the stretch. He has the lined up in the pitch. And he flies out to right. Are the Orioles going to chance it and bring Brooks Robinson home? I think they are. So here's the throw to the plate. It's cut off by Carew. And the Orioles have their second run of the day, holding Powell at first. So 2-0 Orioles now. On a sacrifice fly by Kurt Blefary. All right, number 7 hitter Davey Johnson's up now. He's 0 for 1. Struck out his first time up. Chance looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And it's another hit. So the Orioles are starting to come alive here. Powell moves up to second, holds there. Chance with the pickoff. And Powell's back easily. So they try to pick off attempt at second base. Trying to keep the runner close. Chance looks at the runner. Here's the pitch. Echeverria up now. He struck out his first time up. And he gets a hit. Powell comes around the score. Johnson will hold at second. And the Orioles take a 3-0 lead. So the Orioles are really starting to get something going now. Next up will be the pitcher. 1 down. Runners on first and second. I think we're going to have Palmer. Not much of a chance of a hit here. I think we're going to have Palmer bunt. He's an average, kind of an average bunter. So we're going to put on the sacrifice. See if we get 2 runners in scoring position. And it's a successful sacrifice bunt. So runners are now on second and third for Aparicio. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Orioles already up 3-0 here in the top of the 4th. And he flies out to left end inning. Let's see here. Let us see here. I think there was an unearned run here. Double check here. Single pass, wild pitch. That moves over to second. Ground ball to second baseman. Yep, moved Powell safe on error by Rod Carew. So Robinson scored, and then there was just Powell scored. Palmer is out at first. And loop ratio, yeah. So I think, let's see here. Yeah, Powell was safe on the error, and then he came around the score. So that's a unearned run there. So yep, only one of the runs was unearned. So yep, here we go. So one of those 2 runs was unearned that inning. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. Orioles now up by 3. So the heart of the order is coming up now for the Twins. Need to get something going now. And Oliva, Killebrew, and Allison. Palmer looks in for the sign. Shakes it off. Gets a second sign. Here's the pitch. Oh, looks like we have a possibility of a home run here. 1-8, that's a 7 there. 1-15 will be a home run. And it is. Way back there. Robinson can just turn around and watch it go. So just like that, the Twins are on the board with their first run of the day. Next up will be Carew here. Palmer just has to shake that one off there. Looks in for the pitch. Gets a sign. Here's the pitch. And he loses Carew. He was definitely pitching Carew carefully there, not wanting to surrender another home run, but a little too carefully. So now the tying rep will come up to plate now in the form of Bobby Allison. He's 0 for 1. Like we said before, he's struggling on the year, still looking for his first big hit here. It's going to be a grounder. No, actually it's a fly ball. Liner to left field. And Bleffery has it for this first out of the inning. Next up will be Zolio Versailles. He's 0 for 1. Palmer over to first. And Cabrew's back safely. Not much of a lead there for Carew. Not much of a threat to steal. Actually, he is a threat to steal, sorry. I was looking at the 2 there, and it's actually he's not a very fast base runner. Looks like they're giving him a 20 to steal here. So, Palmer's going to keep him close. It's one of those rare instances where he's not that fat, where he's not that great of a base runner here, but he can steal a base. Alrighty, so let's see here. I'm just kind of curious here. Yeah, he only had 1 stolen base on the season. But I guess he's sneaky fast every once in a while. It's interesting. 547 at bats. He's only 1, but he's got a 20 on there. That's kind of odd. I wonder if that was a mistake. I don't know, maybe the situation. Anyway, and maybe Palmer isn't that great at holding runners on. I don't think he was, though. I think he had a pretty high leg kick, so. Anyway. Alright, so 1 down in the bottom of the 4th here. Carew on first. Palmer looks in for the sign. He delivers. And it gets away for Etchebarren, but not too far, so Carew cannot move up. Oops, hold on. Should have done that. Here's the pitch. And he strikes out Versailles for the second inning. Second out of the inning. So next up will be Earl Batey. He's 0 for 1 on the day. The catcher. Here's the pitch. And he walks Batey to move a runner in scoring position now. So the tying runs are on board for Rod Carew. See if he can atone for his error last inning. Palmer looks in for the sign, doesn't like it, shakes off another one. Finally gets one he likes. Here's the pitch. And he flies out to center to end the inning. So Carew cannot come through in the clutch there. So we head to the top of the 5th. Orioles 3, Twins 1. Alrighty, the Orioles will have Blair, Robinson, and Robinson. So a double dose of Robinson this inning. And Frankenbrooks Almost sounds like a clothing store there. Alrighty, so 6-2. So it'll be off the batter's card here. And he flies out the Tovar for the first out of the inning. Alright, so here's Frank Robinson. He's 0 for 2, still looking for his first hit of the day. Hitting just 160 on the season now. And he pops out to short. So 2 down now for Brooks Robinson. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Pitch by Chance. And he gets the second hit of the day. So the Orioles have a 2-out base runner here for Boog Powell. He was 0 for 2, but with a run scored. Pitch by Chance. And he hits him. Definitely not what he wanted to do here. So, referee's coming up now. 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. Pate goes out to the mound to talk to Chance. Trying to settle him down here. Trying to get that last out of the inning. Here's the windup and the pitch. And it's a hit. And Robinson will come around the score. The 4th Oriole run. So the Orioles are back on top by 3. And it looks like Powell's going to be, let's see, leader advances. If low is less than equal to trailing run. Yep. So 3 is greater than a 2. So trailing runner advances on the throw. Low is less than equal to the trailing runners. So he's the trailing runner. Yep, so he moves up there. And I believe, yeah, he will move up also on the throw. Because he's a 4 and it's only a 2 there. Both runners move up on the throw to the plate there. So 2 down now for Dave Johnson. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Looks like there's going to have some action coming up in the Twins bullpen there. Looks like Mudcat Grant and Jim Olam are going to be starting to loosen up there. Don't want to let this game get too out of hand here. Okay. Here's the windup and the pitch. And he gets Johnson the strikeout to end the inning. So no further damage here. So we head to the bottom of the 5th. Orioles 4, Twins 1. Alrighty, let's see here. So do we want to pinch hit for Chance? I think they're going to lift Chance for a pinch hitter here. We need to get a rally going. See who they're going to send up here. So they're going to go to the bench here. So who is Sam Meal gonna send up here? Let's see. It seems like a little confusion in the Twins dugout. They don't seem to know who's going to come up now. So it looks like we're going to have Walt Bond come up now to pinch hit here. So Walt Bond will come to the plate. He's got a hit in his only at bat so far this season. So he's only his second appearance of this young season here. So Bond steps into the batter's box, hoping to get things started for the Twins here, who need base runners. Palmer looks for the sign. Here's the pitch. And Bond flies out to Robinson for the first out of the inning. So 1 up, 1 down for the Twins. Here's the pitch. And Palmer gets Tovar swinging. So Jim Palmer now has 5 Ks on the day in 4 2/3 innings pitched. Having another fine outing. Hoping to go 2-0. So next up we have Rich Rollins. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. And a foul ball. Palmer gets a new baseball, rubs it up, looks in for the sign, nods. He has the delivery. Off the ballpark card here. And Rollins greets him with a home run. So both runs off of Palmer were solo home runs. This time by Rich Rollins. A light hitting Rich Rollins. He only had 6 home runs on the season. So the Twins have the lead now. So the Orioles are up just 4-2 right now. They get the run back. Alrighty, Tony Oliva will be coming up now. Still no sign of any activity in the Orioles bullpen. Looks like they're going to let Palmer continue at least a little bit, finish off this inning. Still pitching a fine game. He's only let up 4 hits on the day. So Oliva flies out to Bleffery. Makes the catch. For the 3rd out of the inning. So let's see here. They got a bunch of righties coming up, so I think we're going to have... let's see here. We had Grant and Olam warming up. Looks like they're going to go to Grant, the righty. So, Jim Mudcat Grant comes into the game. He's got a record of 0-1, 8.2 innings pitched, ERA of 4.14, 6 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. See if he can keep the game close there for the Twins. Echeverria will be coming up now, followed by the pitcher spot and Aparicio. Here's the pitch by Grant. And he strikes out Echeverria for the first out of the inning. So good start to Grant's day today. All right, next up will be Jim Palmer. Looks like they're going to let him hit. And he strikes out. So it's 2 up, 2 down now for the Orioles in the 6th. Bree shows up now. Still looking for his first hit of the day. Wind up by Grant. Here's the pitch. And he gets his first hit of the day. So the Orioles have another 2-out base runner. Next up, Paul Blair. He's having a great day so far. He's 2 for 3. A couple of doubles and an RBI. Grant looks over to first. Keeps trying to keep the runner close. Wind up. Here's the pitch. Like a range play at the stadium. And it stays up just long enough for Tovar to make a basket catch. So Grant comes in and does not give up a run. Just to what the Twins were looking for there. All right, we head to the bottom of the sixth now. Twins down by 2. Here comes Carew. He'll start off the inning. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Palmer looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And he grounds out to short. Operation is up with it over to Powell to retire Carew. Next up, Bob Allison. 0 for 2. Palmer looks like he's tiring a little bit there. Etchebarren goes up and talks to him. Looks like the manager is going to be coming out here, but Bauer comes out, talks a little bit, slaps him on the behind, and gives him the okay. Says, "Go get him." Alrighty. So let's see here. Palmer looks in for the sign, and the Orioles looks like they got some action going in the bullpen there. Can't exactly see who's up there, but looks like a lefty and a righty. And there's a hit there. Alrighty, looks like we got to remove the pitcher here. So let's see who the Orioles going to bring in now. In real life, Palmer pitched a complete game victory there. So let's see. Twins have righty, lefty. Let's see. I think they're going to bring in Stu Miller. He's had pitched 2.1 innings so far. No hits, 2 Ks, and no record so far. No walks also. Alrighty. You'll be facing Versailles, Bate, and Carew. If anybody gets on the pitcher spot. Here's pitch by Miller. And he walks him. Definitely not something you want to do coming out of the bullpen. You don't want to walk off your first runner you face. So, the Orioles are now at first and second with 1 out. Hoping to get the double play ball and get out of the inning is Miller. So Bate comes up. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And he strikes out Bate. He'll take that. So now 2 down now for Rod Carew. Still looking for a tone for his error there, which caused an unearned run to score. Miller looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. Ballpark effect here. And he just gets under it and flies out to center for the final out of the inning. So Carew comes up with the runners in scoring position, but cannot deliver. Not having a good day today for the second baseman. All right, we head to the top of the 7th. Frank Robinson will be coming up to face Jim Grant. All right. Looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. And he strikes out Robinson. Looks like another high heater there. So it's Grant's third K of the day in 1.1 innings pitched. He's allowed 1 hit. And no runs or walks. All right, so let's see. Brooks Robinson will be coming up now. He's having a good day, 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored. Looks like the Twins manager is coming to the mound here. Looks like they're going to make a pitching change here as Grant is tiring. Looks like they're going to bring in Ron Klein, trying to prevent any further damage here. Ron Klein is 1-0 with 3 innings pitched. Allowed 1 hit, struck out 2. Hasn't walked anybody yet. Those are stats on their regular season. Alrighty. Robinson steps back into the box. Klein looks for the sign. Delivers. It's like a range play. Down the right side. And Oliva can't come up with it. Rolls around. Hit in the corner.
That is over his head, and that is out to the fence.
Rattles around a bit. And Robinson easily gets an easy double there. So the Orioles have a runner on second scoring position with 1 out for Boog Powell. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch by Klein. Grounded to short. Over to first. Robinson advances on the throw. Didn't do too good of a job there of looking the runner back there. Did Versailles. And he moves into third now with 2 down for Kurt Blefary. He's 1 for 2 with a couple of RBIs already today. Here on the top of the 7th, the Twins trail by 2. Orioles hoping to add to their lead. And he walks Blefary. All right, Davey Johnson will be up now. He's 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Twins bullpen is busy again. Looks like Olam is up there throwing. The left-hander. And it's another hit for Johnson. Blefary moves into second. Oh, looks like they have somebody else loosening up in the pen here. I can't quite see from here who it is. It looks like the Twins are going to make another pitching change here. Looks like they're going to bring in Jim Perry. Not Gaylord Perry, but Jim Perry. And he's pitched 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit. No ERA. Be facing Andy Etchebarren, who's 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts and an RBI. Orioles have the runners in first and second with 2 down. Perry hoping to limit the damage here. Wind up in the pitch. Can Oliva get to it? No, he cannot. It looks like referee's going to come around the score. Johnson's moves over to third. And the Orioles add to the lead. 6-2 now. The pitcher spot is coming up for the Orioles. Looks like they're going to lift Miller there. Let's see. Who are they going to bring in now? Let's see who we have on the bench. Looks like they're going to bring in the left-hander, Rush Schneider. And it looks like the Twins are going to counter here. Twins are going to counter with their left-hander. Looks like Jim Olam's going to come in. Making his first appearance on the year. Against Rush Schneider. As you can see, he hasn't just got called up. Hasn't got his photo taken yet for the team. Alrighty, so Rush Schneider will be facing Jim Olam here. Runners on first and third and 2 down. Already down by 4. And he lets up a hit, so the damage continues. Dave Johnson comes in to score. Etchebarren moves over to third. For Aparicio. So it looks like this is Olam's game now. Nobody's warming in the pen here. Rears up. He's 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Grounded to second. Carew bobbles it, but comes up with it, throws over Kilbooth, the final out of the inning. So the Orioles take a 7-2 lead here going into the bottom of the 7th. Let's see. Looks like Mo Jaboski is going to be coming in now for the O's. All right. Looks like they're going to lift Olam there, down by 5. They need runs. Let's see. Who are they going to bring in? I think Valdespino is going to be coming in. Oh. He's 1 for 3 so far in the season. 2 RBIs. Hoping to get things started here for the Twins in the bottom of the 7th. Twins bullpen is busy again. And he flies out to Robinson. Robinson's been busy today out in right field. Alright, Cesar Tovar will be coming up now. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. facing Jaboski. Grounds to short. Appreciate over to Powell. Out number 2. Rich Wildens is up now. He's one of the few Twins having a great day today. He's 2 for 3 with a homer and an RBI. A solo shot. And he continues his fine day. His 3rd hit of the day. So the Twins have a 2-out base runner. Hoping for some 2-out magic here. Nothing doing there as Olivia strikes out. So the Twins will go to the pen again. Not much available here. Looks like they're going to bring in the closer there to get some work. Al Worthington comes into the game here. He's been struggling so far in the season. Just 1.1 innings pitched. He's got an ERA of 13.85. Trying to get some work. Trying to lower that ERA. It's not going to be easy, though. He's got Blair, Robinson, and Frank Robinson and Brooks Robinson, who are combined 5 for 9. Worthington gets the sign. Here's the pitch. And he strikes out Blair. Frank Robinson up now. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout. And he gets his first hit of the day here. So 1 out and 1 on for the Orioles here, top of the 8th. Twins cannot afford to get behind by any more. Brooks Robinson steps to the plate now. He's 3 for 4 with a double and 3 runs scored. Having a great day. Here's the pitch. Grounder to second. Can they turn 2? Over to second for 1. And Robinson's safe at first. He beats it out. So they can only turn 1 here. So 2 down and the runner on first here for Boog Powell. Here's the pitch. Grounder to second. Over to first. To retire at the side. So we head to the bottom of the 8th. Twins down by 5. Carew will be leading off. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout to face Jaboski here. And that's a rare walk off the batter's card there. So Carew has got a great eye. Heads to first. Twins have the leadoff runner on. We definitely need some base runners now. Bobby Allison up now. Looks like a pass ball on Echebarren. Carew moves up into scoring position now. Fly ball to Brer. And he makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Carew holds at second. Zolio Versailles is coming up now. He's 0 for 2. And he gets his first hit of the day. So they're going to hold Killebrew there. Not wanting to risk it. Down by 5. Thank you for that warning. Alrighty, first and third now. 1 down for Obate. I think we're going to lift him for a pinch hitter here. So Ted Eulander is going to be coming in. The lefty. Face Trubosky. With runners on the corners with 1 down. He will make his first appearance of the year. No, actually he didn't. He just hasn't got his photo taken yet. Dodging the cameraman. So he has a run scored. I think he came on as a pinch runner. That must be it. That's why. That's how he was able to do it. So he does not have an official at bat, I don't believe. 1-4. Here's the pitch. And he singles. To score the third Twins run, Versailles moves over to third. So the Twins have something going here in the 8th inning there. Next up is Rod Carew. He's hoping to atone for his error there, which caused an unearned run to score. Trubosky looks in for the sign. Looks like the Orioles have some stirring going on in their bullpen. Looks like some people loosening up and starting to throw. It's like a fly ball to left. Before he gets under it, and he makes the catch. Looks like Versailles is going to hold it, not wanting to risk it. Alrighty, the pitcher spot coming up now. Twins will go to the bench. Let's see here. Looks like Russ Nixon's going to come in and pitch hit for the backup catcher here. Making his first at-bat of the season here. 235 on the regular season with a homer and 22 RBIs. Looks like Trubosky is tiring. It looks like they're going to go to the counter again. Go to the bullpen here. Let's see. Looks like Pete Reichardt's going to come in. He's normally a starter, but he's going to come in and make a relief appearance today. Lefty on lefty. Going to play the percentages here, hoping to limit the damage here. And he strikes out Nixon, Ted. And the inning. Let's see here.
Souvenir program.
Pass ball to second, flied out, Versailles single pass, Carew to third. Eulander hit, da-da-da. I don't know if that's an unearned run or not. Let's see. I think it passed ball, moves it to second. However, what happened next? He flew out. Then there was a single, though. Moved to third. So he might have moved to third anyway on that single. And then there was another single. Carew scored. Yeah, I think he would have scored there anyway. So I'm going to say that is an earned run. So I'm going to overrule here. Say that was an earned run there. Alrighty. So let's see here. Oh, I still need to make the change here. Alrighty, so let's see here. What do we have coming up? Looks like we got a lefty, righty, righty. I think they're going to bring in Jim Rowland here. Alright, so I'm going to make a double switch, I believe, here. See, Russ Nixon can catch, because we made a pinch hit for the catcher. So he is going to catch, yeah, okay. And then Nylander will be, let's see, I'm going to put Jim Rowland in here for the pitcher spot. There we go. I think we're good now. Alrighty, so top of the ninth here. Jim Rowland's going to come in now and try to close it out here. Well, try not close it up, but try to limit the keep the Orioles from scoring any more runs. Here's the windup in the pitch. And Carew has it. Take it himself. One down. Alrighty, next up will be Dave Johnson. He's 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Flies out to Allison. See if Allison can get to it, and he can't. Ball drops in front of him for Davey Johnson's 3rd hit of the day. So 1 down and 1 out for the Orioles here in the top of the 9th. Down by 4 for the Twins. Grounded to short. So has a little problem with it. Decides just to go to first. Johnson advances on the throw, and the fielder's choice here. 2 down now. Runners in scoring position. Let's see here. The Orioles are going to go to the bench here again. Let's see. No, I don't think so. I think we're going to leave Reichart in there. Yeah. He's still got some gas left in him, so we're going to let him hit for himself here. He's already got a hit on the season, so Orioles are hoping for another one here. Ground ball to short, and the side is retired. So we head to the bottom of the 9th. Orioles, Twins need base runners. They're down by 4. Last chance for the Twins. They'll be sending the top of the lineup, Tovar, Rollins, and Oliva. Tovar is 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts so far. And he's out. One up, one down. Rich Rollins now 3 for 4 with a homer and an RBI. And he gets his 4th hit of the day. 4 for 5 day for Tovar.
Everybody clap your hands.
Leave is up now. 2 for 4 with a homer and an RBI. Hoping to keep the rally going there for the Twins. Down by 4. No, outside of the range. Tovar doesn't have any power from the left side. I mean, against left-handers. And he flies out to second for the second out of the inning. So Harmon Kilbour's up now. Hoping to keep the inning going and the game going. Still looking for his first hit, although he does have a couple of walks on the day and a run scored. Reichert looks in for the sign. Here's the pitch. He flies out to left, and Belfry makes the play to retire the side and end the game. So the Baltimore Orioles defeat the Minnesota Twins by a score of 7-3. Let's look at the totals here for the day. Here's your line score. Jim Palmer gets the win. He goes to 2-0. Dean Chance suffers the loss, 0-2. Definitely not the pitcher's duel that we anticipated. Minnesota had 2 home runs by Rich Rollins and Tony Oliva, both their first on the year. The Orioles did not have a homer, but did score 7 runs. Let's look at the box score. So for the Orioles, hitting stars were, they had several of them. Looks like Paul Blair was 2 for 5, with a couple of doubles and an RBI. Bix Robinson was 3 for 5 with 3 runs scored. Blefary was 1 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. Davey Johnson was 3 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored. And Andy Etchebarren was 2 for 5 with a couple of RBIs. So all around, the Orioles banged out 15 hits. So a lot of everybody had a hit except for Boo Powell, who was 0 for 4. But he did have a run scored. So everybody contributed today for the Orioles. For the Twins, Rich Rollins was the hitting star. He was 4 for 5 with an RBI and a run scored, also a home run. And Tony Oliva was 2 for 5 with a homer. Both of those home runs were solo shots. Dean Chance took the loss. He pitched 5 innings, allowed 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 4 strikeouts, no walks. ERA is balloons up to 5.72. Jim Palmer had 5.1 innings pitched, allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 2 walks, and 5 Ks. Did allow two solo home runs, though. But if you're going to allow home runs, you definitely want them to be solo. His ERA goes down to, well, actually, I think it goes up now. Yeah, that would make it go up there a little bit, or stays about the same. 1.50. And that's it from Metropolitan Stadium in Minnesota, where the Twins fall to the Orioles by a score of 7-3. This has been Eric from High Ground Gaming. Take care, God bless, and we'll see you in the next video.